Hello everyone. Let us continue learning C language. In this video, we are going to discuss a lot about functions in C language. Let's get started. First, let us talk about the key terminologies that you have to know in terms of functions. The first one is called as function declaration. The next one is called as function signature. The next one is called function body. Body of the function is called as. The next one is arguments / parameters. The last one is return types. So these are the 5 key elements that you have to know in terms of functions. Let us see what is what. Just like any other variable in C language, function also needs to be declared even before it is used. To prove this, I would like to quote you a short, simple C program. That is, let us start with a new file. I'll save this file as functions.c. I'll start with the header file #include stdio.h and the main function, which is the default function which you always have. And I'll have 2 integer variables, a as 10 and b as 20. And in the next line, I'll create a new variable c, which will take a function as its value, addition of a comma b. So which means addition should be a function. So what I'm going to do outside the main function, I'm creating a function called addition. The addition function should return an integer value. Reason because this addition function is assigned to an integer variable. So the return type of addition function is integer, and this will take 2 arguments, int a comma int b, and will add the values and return a plus b in it. Finally, I will print the value, print f %c %d comma c, and a return 0 statement. Now the key part about this particular program is nothing but what happens when you compile it. Okay, functions.c -o func. Now there you see a warning. It is not an error, mind you. It is a warning. It says implicit declaration of function addition. Now it says implicit declaration, which means we have not declared it explicitly. It is an implicit declaration, which means when you read from the first line onwards, that is, when the code execution goes from line 1, 2, 3, and 4 accordingly, this 4th line is the first point that the compiler comes across a name called addition, and that too happens to be a function. Compiler has never ever heard about the word called addition as a function till that point of time, and that is when compiler decides, so this is a function which is being declared somewhere later in future, but that is being used at this point. Yes. So that is why it says a warning. See guys, you have not declared it already. So this is the first point. I'm looking at this function, and that has been thrown as a warning by the compiler. In case, okay, in case I want to modify this function with a void return type, void. So I'm not returning anything. I will print it. Printf %d comma a plus b. I'm printing it directly in that function. Now I'll compile it one more time. You will see a different warning. Okay. This time the warning says there is a conflict in declaration. Earlier when I had this addition function assigned to an integer variable, it was okay. It said implicit declaration alone, then it worked perfectly fine. Now I have set the return type of the addition function to be void, and I have declared it at the bottom after the 7th and 8th, 9th lines. But this time it shows me 2 different warnings saying that there is a conflict. Now this is a point which I want everybody to be very precise about. Now C language has a very peculiar or unique behavior. That is, whenever it sees an implicit declaration of a function, whenever the C compiler sees an implicit declaration of a function, the return type of the function is assumed to be integers. The return type of the function is by default assumed to be integers. When that assumption meets up with the actual definition which you could write at the bottom of the main function, after the main function, if that meets up the required assumption, then things should be perfectly fine. It will throw only that implicit declaration warning. If that assumption goes wrong, then that will be thrown as another new warning saying that there is a conflict in types. Now, to what I should do to avoid all these sequences, what I should do in order to avoid all such conflicts, okay? That is when you need something called as function declaration. The function should be initially declared to your compiler. So what I'm doing is I'm saying void addition of int, comma int, and ending with a semicolon. So any declaration in C language should default end with a semicolon. So I'm doing the same. In my second line, I've written a line saying void addition int, comma int. So void, the first void says the return type of the function, and this is your function name, and the first next two are your function arguments. Okay, I'll clear the screen. I'll compile it one more time. Now you could see there are no errors. Now from this part, from these values, addition is your function name. I'll pinpoint all the extra details here. So the function return type is void. Function name is addition. Function arguments count. Function parameters count. The variables that are used during the function declaration are called parameters. Function parameters count is equal to 2, and both are int and integers. Both are int and int. Yes. And this whole part, line 13 to 18, this will be your function body. And the variables that are used here, A and B, parameters name. Name of these parameters are A, comma B. And when you call this function, this line is called as function call. This is yet another set of statements you have to know. Function call. And during the function call, the variable names that are used are called as arguments. It's A, comma B. It is not necessarily should be of same name. I can have different names also. X, comma Y, and I can say X, comma Y. This is also accepted. Or even I can pass direct value addition of 45, comma 67. I can even pass direct values to it. We'll have a new line character after it. I'll clear the screen, compile it. Now let me run this. You could see it prints 30, that is 10 plus 20 is 30, and 45 plus 67 is 112. So there are two function calls here. So whenever the function call happens, right, whatever the arguments that are being passed will be stored in your parameters. So this, the way the particular function is evaluated, nothing but the evaluation steps. When this function is called, the order of evaluation is nothing but, or we'll call this order of execution. The first one is the function call that happens. Okay, during the function call, what I have written is nothing but addition of X, comma Y. So what happens here is nothing but you have two parameters, int A that will be assigned to the X value, int B that will be taken as Y's value. This is the two things that happens here. And then in the body of the function it says printf %d/n A plus B. This will be executed. So this is the order in which the function is executed. Now the 20th and 21st line, which is a comment line which I have written here for you to understand, this very well you can see X is a different variable and Y is a different variable, and the value from X is copied to A and value from Y is copied to B. So this function is literally an example, a pure example of call by value sequences. That is, value from one set of variables, it is copied to another set of variables. So this is called as call by value example. Hope this ideology is clear. Instead of using direct variables, if I had used some pointers here, then that would act as call by reference action. I would also show you an addition function. I'll call void add2. That is my new function here. Int star A, comma int star B. Now A and B are acting as pointers. So here I'll call this as call by reference sequence. Here, instead of writing it as a plus b, I'll print it as printf percentage d slash n comma star a plus star b. Even this function is very well similar to the other one. So I have to declare first. So void add 2 of int star comma int star types. So I'm ending with a semicolon. So declaration is done. So in this place, I'll add the numbers. So I cannot you pass values to it. So here during the addition call, I'll say ampersand x and ampersand y. So this is the function call for the second call by reference action. So let me compile one more time. I've got few of the warnings and errors. Let us understand and note it what is what. Here I've called it for addition function. I shouldn't do it for addition. I should do it for add 2. I'll clear the screen. Let us run this up. I'll compile this again. Now, as you could see, there are no errors. When I run this file, it still gives me the right answer, that is 30. Now, let us see the order of execution for your call by reference function. Order of execution. Now, what happens here is nothing but the first point is during the function call. So during the function call, I'm passing arguments as ampersand x comma ampersand y, which are the addresses of x and y correspondingly. Now in the function parameters, I've got 2 pointers, that is a as a pointer, and that will point to ampersand x. So here this line, 32nd line, clearly tells you that a is basically a pointer which points to the x value, and int star b is yet another pointer which points to y's address. So a and b are again 2 different variables, but they are not direct variables. They are pointer variables, which is pointing to x and y's memory location. So in order to use it, I have to use it as star a and star b accordingly. And this is a pretty much detailed note about your call by reference functionality. Let us execute few of the functions and let's verify it. And the more important feature of call by reference and call by value works in the case of swapping actions. Okay. So let's have one more function. Why someone should have 2 different varieties of call by value and call by reference? Let's check it. I'll save this file as swap.c. So I'll write one function here, which is to swap void swap of int a int comma int. I'm declaring the function here. And after this, I'll define the function void swap of int a comma int b. So I'll create a temporary variable temp. A is equal to temp is equal to a is equal to b is equal to temp. So I have swapped it successfully. Okay, I'll create 2 variables, int x comma y. X will be 24 and y will be 78. Return 0 statement to end it. Before returning it, I'll call the swap function, swap of x comma y. Okay, I'll take this whole code and let us get to the tutor part. Let's edit this part and let's visualize it. And this will help you understand how the swapping works, whether the swapping is happening or not. So let's visualize it. So let's next step. Now in the main function, I have got 2 variables x and y, which is taking values of 24 and 78. And I call the swap function. Now swap function has got 3 variables in it, int a, b, and temp. A, b are the parameters and temp is a local variable for swap function. Now the values of a and b is copied, values of x and y is copied to a and b. As you could see at this stage, the values of x and y is copied to a and b. When you swap a and b here on these lines, on these 3 lines, only the values of a and b are getting changed, swapped, okay? And that is not influencing any of the x and y part. So when you even get back to the main function, the x and y is not swapped. It is still the same. So call by value kind of swapping will never work for your swapping functionality. So what I should do, I should use a reference variable. Swap function should take reference variables. And this should be a pointer types. The arguments are reference types. The argument should be, the parameter should be of reference types, int star and int star. So while swapping it, temp will take star A's value, star A will take star B's value, and star B will take temp's value. So this is the swapping action. Now let us visualize it. Now when you see A and B are pointer variables, they are not, when you call that function, x and y is initialized. When you call the swap function, A and B are not integer variables as it was previously. Now they are pointer variables, okay? Now A will point to x and B will point to y. So when you say star A, it is referring to this number. So star A is copied to temp, 78 is copied to x, as you could see here, because that is referred with pointers of star A and star B accordingly. And star B will take temp's value. As you could literally see, the values inside the main function is getting swapped. And by the end of the swap function, the swapping has happened. So swapping can be done only with the help of reference variables. So that is why we have something called as call by reference action. And these two are the functionalities codes which we need to write for swapping two numbers. Here is the code for you to have a look at it. Look for one last time. And a short recap of terminologies what you have studied, because these terminologies are really important in terms of company interviews or company technical process, technical drives. Let us quickly run through all the terminologies what you have studied. We have came across something called as, the first thing is function declaration. This line is always also called as signature. Signature of the function. The very first line we wrote something as void swap of int star comma int star, and we ended with the semicolon. Okay, this line is what is called as function declaration signature, and within this is called as your return type, and this is called as your function name, and these are called as your parameters type of parameters. And when you define the function definition, this is always called as function body. We had a set of lines written, that is void swap of int star A comma int star B, and we had a set of lines, and this part is called as function definition. And the variable names that are used during the function definition, okay, the variable names that are used during the function definition are called as parameters. I'll repeat, variable names that are used during the function definition are called as parameters. The variable names that are used during the function call is called as arguments. And obviously inside the main function, within the main function, you'll have the function call return in place, that is int x is equal to 24 and y is equal to 78. We had this function call of swap of ampersand x comma ampersand y, and these two values, okay, this ampersand x and ampersand y are called as arguments. The variable names that are used during the function call are called as arguments, and this line, okay, this whole line is called as your function call. Yes. And this way of using pointers, the way of using pointers in your parameters, if the parameter types are pointers, then it is called as call by reference example, call by reference sequence. If you're not using pointers, okay, then it is called as call by value. So these are the key terminologies that one should remember or one should study through while preparing for C language or while learning C language. And these terminologies on the screen talking about function declaration, function signature, function definition, the name of the function, return type, parameters, call by value, call by reference, parameters, arguments, function call. are the important terminologies that revolve around functions in C language. With this, we are done with functions in C language. See you in the next part of the video. Thank you.